Right. Welcome. This is Nathan. This is George. I'm Rick. And this is Simple Adventures Podcast. Right. Catching up. George, up to anything interesting?
No.
Well,
You haven't done anything at all.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
good God, that tea's hot. Wow.
Did you want milk?
Yes.
Have some milk.
Fantastic.
What have you been up to, Rick?
Me, I brought a hat. I decided that I needed to get a hat for this because we're going to go on some adventures in the near future, and I need to start getting some equipment. And the first thing I thought was it's important to get a hat that's suitable for the adventure. So I brought a safari hat, or more specifically, a pith helmet.
How does the pith helmet get its name, Rick?
It's made from a particular tree in Vietnam.
Sorry, it's made from a tree.
Yes, it's a wooden hat.
So you bought a wooden hat?
I bought a wooden hat. A pointy wooden hat, I might add. It was used for centuries in Britain.
Alright, well,
As the go-to standard hat.
We'll see how you get on.
So was the horse and carriage, but
You also told me something interesting about the hat.
You-
It doubles as a what?
if you're a pregnant woman, you can use it. You can use it as a latrine, assuming it's a police officer in Britain.
So
Yeah.
I've decided that this means I can poo in your hat.
Are you a pregnant woman?
I can pretend.
Oh dear.
Okay, so if anyone ever sees Rick wearing his hat, so first of all someone would have to watch the podcast and then recognise Rick and be a pregnant woman, you officially have a right now from us to use his hat as a latrine.
I think it's a brilliant idea though.
I'd be pretty happy though if a pregnant woman stopped you in the street, pulled off your hat and defecated in it. It would make my week.
Personally, I'd be like, yeah, I'm okay with this. It's highly disturbing, and my therapist is going to say some interesting things to say, but
you're going to have a story for parties for a long time.
For a very long time.
yes. Then you just go and stick another one in someone's head, and they're like, "Oh!"
I think it's a genius. I think it's a fantastically built piece of equipment.
Well,
it's going to be incredibly useful for protecting my head from knocks and branches and things like that.
Yeah, we'll leave that decision up till when it's been used.
I can't think of a couple of times it would have come in handy. Just probably the uncomfortableness of it all.
Yeah.
But that's what I want. I've got a feeling it's going to be fairly comfortable. It's been used for decades, even hundreds of years. In safari, in the middle of Africa, these guys were wandering around in these pith helmets. They didn't seem to have any problems.
Yeah, it's Africa.
And Afghanistan as well. They marched into Afghanistan in pith helmets. They didn't make it out again, but you know, they did.
No one makes it out of Afghanistan though.
It's standard fare in the militaries of India. That's a particularly hot country.
Yeah, I'm noting the particular lack of jungle,
Yeah.
low-hanging branches,
Yeah.
and snow. Maybe in Afghanistan, but
Yeah. I've had an interesting adventure. I went on a long walk into a really beautiful place. Stayed a couple of nights in a hut. Had some nice people in the first night there with me. Just some strangers I didn't know. Tend to meet good people in the bush. Like you very rarely get horrible people in huts, George.
yeah.
So that's quite good, but I spent the next night by myself, which had the advantage that I could take the mattresses off the bunks and sleep next to the fire, because it was really bloody cold. Yeah, it was a good trip. Nearly died once, which just seems standard fare every time I go there. Something tries to kill me. Ended up hanging over a waterfall by a branch.
How did you get into such an awkward position?
Well, it looked like the quickest way down, and I could sort of see where I wanted to go, and there was just a little waterfall, and I was like, oh, I can get down there, that's not too bad. Got down, and then there was a second bigger waterfall that I couldn't see in this sort of little canyon, and I've climbed steeper things and harder things, but there's been more vegetation, and this was like everything was rotten. It was just mud, and all the rock was loose, and I just couldn't get anything to hold onto. I couldn't skirt around the side, and I couldn't climb up the waterfall that I'd slidden down to start with. So they call it getting ring rocked, and it's actually quite a dangerous position to be in. But I did manage to get up the smaller waterfall. I had a big walk to get up and around this little canyon, and took a spur
Which
down.
you should do.
Which I should have done in the first place, but I was like, "Oh, that looks easy." Yeah.
Last words, famous last words.
Yeah, it happens, and it happens to the best of us.
It's happened to me.
Yeah, I like if I had a rope, I probably could have got down without too much trouble, but I don't generally carry a rope, so.
You don't have your little paracord bracelet on.
Oh, I don't know. They say that paracord's 550 pounds, and I definitely don't weigh that much, but I don't know if I can trust it, like, to.
Just seeing you trying to make a little mini grappling. Damn it! Now I don't have a paracord.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd trust it, and it's just something about having as like a rope rather than what's really glorified string. You know, like I would class paracord as string, and I just don't trust string with my life. So that was a good adventure. It was good. You've started losing some weight and getting fit again.
Yes, I mean.
How's that? It's been
weight.
Well, okay, we had that argument about weight or whatever, but you fit and healthy again.
Fit and healthy again. Moving back to a healthier diet. Cutting back on.
How's that going for you?
It's challenging. It is surprisingly challenging considering I started today. I haven't had a chance to do any shopping yet, so all I've got in my cupboard are instant noodles and a whole lot of other stuff which I can't really eat. So I'm looking down the barrel of possibly getting some Chinese or something for dinner, because at least it's got vegetables in it.
Vegetables, good.
Yeah, and I think vegetables are better than not vegetables.
Why don't you go to the supermarket on the way home instead of the Chinese shop?
Because it's instant food.
Ah.
There's an element of laziness involved here. I like convenience.
Yeah, don't we all?
Actually, I might have to look into getting some rat packs.
Some what?
Some ration packs.
Which
They just rip open, they've got a full nutritional content, they're balanced, and they come in a rip bag. Just rip it open, add ingredients, done. Near instant food.
Yeah, let me know how that goes.
That could be
Do
something
you see, we're talking about that sort of stuff. We're getting an army surplus store in here where we live in Hamilton.
Oh wow, whereabouts?
Where the old
Tourist
Kathmandu
groups,
used to be.
Oh, fantastic.
I saw them. I've seen the signs up.
Mm,
I've been to the website before I even knew they were coming here.
That's going to be making getting some of the equipment I need to get a lot easier.
Well,
Army and Outdoors. It's cool.
yeah, so that might be interesting. It doesn't look like a chain thing, eh? Like looks.
Yeah, they go to the places.
Oh, do they?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh, okay. So it'll be interesting. See what's in there. That sort of brings me quite around to something I wanted to talk about. A bit of a random gripe, or maybe, or thought. Let's go thought.
Rant.
And we started talking about this the other night. Was people that sort of identify as, say, trampers, and then people that identify as hunters, and people that are into things like army surplus equipment and things, they tend not to venture out of their bubble when it comes to equipment. Like, I know a lot of hunters won't use tramping gear, even though it may actually be better than the gear that is like hunting gear. And trampers definitely don't go and buy hunting gear, even though a lot of the hunting gear has a lot of different technology which they'd actually probably like. And one of the things I said to you about was like a lot of the waterproof hunting pants have a soft layer on the outside to keep them quiet.
Yep. And
trampers, I mean, I don't know if they like this or not, but I hate wearing noisy pants. You know, you're just walking along like shh, 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 and it drives you mental. Like,
even other people who are wearing noisy pants, I want to tear them off them because
Yeah.
it irritates me after a certain amount of time. So to know that they've got pants out there which don't make that shh,
Yeah, and I'm
fantastic.
still 100% waterproof. But the problem is the hunting manufacturers make them in green or camo.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we hunt, and I just think camo's stupid.
Do
Like,
they have them in khaki?
nah, they're normally green or
Olive green.
Olive. Oh, damn it.
yeah. And the other,
We can get blaze.
the other one I was thinking of is there's a military system called Molly.
Yep.
You know what that is, eh, George?
Yeah, I've read about it.
So basically, it's an inch by inch square, and it's how they lay webbing out. And so if you get a pack with some Molly attachments on it, you can then buy Molly pouches or knife holders or torch holders, all kinds of different stuff. But no one outside of the military sort of targeted gear has it on it.
Actually, interesting.
But because it's a military thing. But it's realistically it's just a really good standard of having stuff that's compatible with each other, you know?
Well, there's actually a second system as well, which is the Alice system as well, which is a similar sort of thing.
Okay.
And you can
That's
actually
like
get...
the old ones.
It's
eh?
an older style, but there's a conversion thing which goes from Molly to
Oh, okay.
Alice. So, so you can convert between the two. But obviously in the military there's some of the equipment that's been developed for Alice, which is fantastic. And so they've gone, okay,
We've got a
we've got a conversion
and an adapter.
tool, an adapter for that. So it's a good system and
Yeah.
it's got good equipment.
But that doesn't the sort of the tramping or the mountaineering community don't take on these things which are good. So Camelback, who make a lot of different hydration packs and stuff,
Yeah.
they have a Molly pack. So you got a bladder, so quite a small,
Fantastic.
and then you think, but it's designed to be tactical. It only comes in black, and you know, and that's not what people want that aren't into tactical gear. I'm not saying that if you're, that you can't be into tactical gear, but it's, I don't like tactical gear, but I quite like some of my gear to have the system, so I could, a modular system for strapping stuff to packs or to vests or something.
Makes
It just makes
sense.
Yeah, it makes really good sense. So, yeah, that's my gripe. the things that are like for hunters, that technology and that design doesn't get used by any other
It would
group of
be
people.
incredibly useful to be able to go, okay, I need a pack, but it needs to be able to do certain things. Like, for example, I'm going hunting.
Yeah.
I need a pack which has got my ammo belt, my black powder belt, a place to put my lead balls. The face is well worth it.
No, I've got a story. I've got a story. I was driving today. Did a lot of driving today. And I was following this little. It wasn't a Suzuki Escudo, but it was a Suzuki Escudo, but obviously a different version, had a different name. And it's just these tiny little, what Suzuki Escudo looks like?
Yeah.
Tiny little four-wheel drive thing. And it's driving down the road, and it's underneath its number plate. It's got this little blue bag with two blue balls hanging from it, just like swinging in the air. And I just couldn't stop laughing the whole time. It's a little car with this like.
You can buy them. You can buy them online. They're called truck nuts, I believe. And you can hang them on. It's a big thing in America. You can get them in chrome.
Oh,
Who's got the milk?
I've got the
Yeah, you've got the it was a big fad for a while, and then the annoying people who like to drive cars with annoying features moved on to installing whistles in their exhaust pipes, and there you go.
Oh, it was the first time I've seen them, and it was hilarious. But it's.
Is it a boy car or a girl car? No, definitely a boy.
The mechanic turns up for the warrant. And he's like, "Please cough."
Can you imagine being one of those warrant testers and you're standing there and then you're just under the car's pulling over. Oh, what the?
Just got teabagged. Oh, we digress. What's up next, Rick?
Next up, George, you had a topic on liquid fuel versus gas fuel. Yeah.
Yes. Alright. Gas fuel, liquid fuel cookers.
Yeah, pass me the pot.
All right.
It's kind of empty.
Oh, don't pass me the pot.
Right.
We need a tea lady.
She doesn't want to be involved.
No, damn it.
Alright. Breaking knob.
Oh, I know. There's a bit more story about that later.
Alright. Gas and liquid cookers. Here we've got 3 examples. We've got 2 gas cookers, one sort of standard burner, one jetboil, and we have my liquid fuel cooker.
Okay.
Mainly, the main difference is these run on gas canisters, like that.
Oh,
So
Like
I
the cooker.
reckon it already.
Again.
Yep.
And these run on liquid fuel. This one's white spirits, but you can also get, that one can also run on kerosene with a different generator, and you get ones that run on unleaded. Yeah, that's about it.
Can you get them? Because your liquid fuels can be meth burners and stuff as well, eh?
Yeah, they can be messy.
They're a lot simpler than you're the top for that before it gets lost.
So okay. I'm guessing it's rather important that you have something to cook on when you're out
Yes.
camping.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just drinking cold things and eating dry biscuits.
Yes.
Not that biscuits are bad, but I can understand the importance of having tea.
Yeah.
So
We drink a lot of tea.
we do drink a lot of tea. And I was over here a couple of days ago, and we gave this bad boy a run.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking 3 minutes, tea, done. Now that's really important in camping or tramping. You're just walking along, it's like, this is a nice spot. I'm feeling particularly cold. Let's have some tea.
Yeah.
And then 3 minutes later, you've got hot tea. That's fantastic. You can warm yourself up. Brilliant. But I mean, you know, there's different things. Tell me more about this liquid fuel one, because it sounds like it could be awfully convenient and cheap.
And dangerous.
So
Yes.
I'm thinking, you know, wandering along. Oh, gas is running a bit low. Ah, there we go. There's some gas there. I'll just fill this up from this jerry can and it'll be all good.
Yeah, not this one. Most of them you can, but not this particular one. But there's advantages, disadvantages. These are initially cheap to buy. Cheaper. I don't know about these jet boils.
You can get some a lot cheaper liquid fuel
I
options.
haven't really had a look at them.
Yeah, but like we're talking if you want to get really down to it, you can get some really cheap things like meths or
Mess burners.
and meth burners and stuff like that.
Yeah. They generally do, but they don't have any sort of control on them.
No, they're not.
They don't have. You can't turn them up or down. They're just light. It's like cooking on a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that girl that had the one she made out of a can.
Yes.
So like that's something you can do with liquid fuel.
See,
as well.
see, back in my Boy Scout days, we just got an old, I think it was a spaghetti tin, and we just filled it with cardboard and then poured wax on it, and you just filled it up, and then the cardboard sits just above the top. You can light it, and it just acts as like a big wide wick. Yeah, but understandably it's not.
It's not very efficient.
Not very efficient. No.
No.
We could toast marshmallows on it. I think that's what we did.
So what's advantages of liquid fuel, George?
Liquid fuel. You generally can get them to go hotter. I reckon.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You agree? You can judge how long your fuel's going to last a bit better as well.
Because you can open the cap and be like, I've got so much left.
Yeah, and your bottle and they're actually cheaper to run than a gas cooker.
Yeah.
Once you've paid the initial cost, even though you're paying about $13 to $15 a litre, you can still get easy 3 full tanks out of a litre.
Yeah.
And I can take this full tank for 3 to 4 days by myself. Easy, have plenty of fuel.
Yeah.
You know, and that's using it breakfast, dinner, tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that kind of thing. You do need to be cautious with them.
They are dangerous, eh?
They are dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. You got your lighter?
Yes. Please don't burn my house down.
No, I will not. Right. So there, all the liquid fuels, and you pressurise them,
Okay.
and you pump them up.
So what's one of the advantages of you having to add the pressure to the fuel?
Advantages? No, none really.
Yeah, there's one big one, isn't there? Cold conditions.
Oh yeah, you can keep pumping them up, and then it'll keep pushing it through, rather than gas, which can freeze.
And as
We're talking really cold. We're not.
Yeah, I'm
no,
just thinking.
no, because propane. I know this because I'm a refrigeration engineer.
Yeah.
As propane has it expands and contracts due to temperature quite violently, or it has a big range.
It has a high coefficient of expansion.
That's it. Well done.
Thank
Well,
you.
yeah, I want to think you'd work in air conditioning as well.
So as the propane gets colder, it shrinks and the pressure drops out of the canister.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't like drop out because you warm it up again and it'll go. So when these get cold, they lose their pressure and thus their efficiency. Whereas you can just keep adding pressure to that.
Yeah.
So as it gets colder, you just put
And
more
it's a liquid to start with, and you've got to get pretty cold before it'll go solid.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, this is the similar, but
Yeah.
but you can't add pressure to this canister. So this canister might not be empty.
Yeah.
But yet your cooker's. And I've had it happen. You can get different mixes that are better.
Yeah. More propane is better.
No, I think less propane.
It's butane that's the one that's very...
Is it?
They're
I don't know.
They're the cheap ones. Straight butane. Yeah, you buy the 60-20 or 70-30 mixes.
Okay, because these jetboil canisters are supposed to be the good mix. And they're an isobutane propane mix.
Okay.
Which I don't know what the difference between isobutane and butane is.
ISO means it is in a circle, I think.
Oh, the
carbon
molecule.
chain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the base carbon chain, I think.
So these are cheap canisters, and they're 80% butane and 20% propane. But the thing is,
they're not bad.
but we're paying like $5 a canister for these.
Yeah.
They don't sell them anymore, but I mean 90% of the time they work. Like I wouldn't take this canister into the snow.
Yeah.
But at $5 a pot, whereas these ones are like, this is the small one, is like $8. So, but it is a better fuel.
Yes.
Mm.
Anyway, I was going to like this thing and show you why quite a lot of people don't like them.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't, but
They can flare.
They-
See, it'll get worse before
it'll
it gets
get
better.
worse. Because they need to warm. You need to warm up the generator, this piece here,
All right.
and because otherwise it's just pumping liquid in rather than gas, and liquid doesn't actually burn.
Oh, we
gas
are.
burns.
Yeah, I'm guessing we are inside, but you could probably produce a fireball off this thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Hey Nathan.
Yeah, I've done it. No,
Yeah,
I
mate.
haven't done it. It's been people that I've been with that have done it.
And
And then once it's heated up, it's away.
it's away, and they're good to go. And one other thing I'll show you is you can tip them over.
Oh wow.
They don't flare up.
You
whereas
do
these
that
will
with the
flare
gas
up.
can, you got yourself a fireball.
All right.
Yeah. So initially these...
Turn it off because it'll be messing with the audio.
And you can get a bit of after smell with them.
Hmm.
But I've had this one now... It's about 7.5 years old now.
They definitely got some good use out of it.
Oh yeah, and it's still going.
And it's probably that's obviously it's cheaper than in many respects as well because you haven't had to buy a new burner in a while.
No.
Would you lend it to someone?
No. No, unless I knew the person I used them, I lend them to Nathan, I lend them to my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, people I know that have used them before. I wouldn't just lend them to anyone because.
So there's
I like
bit of a skill that you've
Yeah.
got to be.
It's not something that's
Super
you need a
dangerous.
special person to master,
Yeah.
but you just have to know about it.
Yeah.
And what I've seen,
And I don't know anyone who actually follows the instructions on them. Because
No.
that makes a big ass fireball.
it does. They say to light them initially on high,
Yeah.
but which makes no sense. Light it on low because it's when you turn them up high and all the liquid pours out that you have the problem.
Oh, I'm going to need to see this, so we'll probably have to take this outside at some
Oh.
stage.
No, 'cause it'll melt the plastic knobs on the cooker.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
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 I'm getting kind of excited about it.
If we can get hold of an MSR one, you can actually see the liquid coming out of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
because-
MSR, sorry?
MSR, it's a brand. It's a mountain.
Okay.
I don't know whatever.
Yeah.
They're a really big brand, and they make probably the most popular liquid fuel cooker. And it's a bit different to this. It has like a cooker head like this. Then it has a hose off to a bottle that looks like a metal drink bottle actually.
Yep.
And then you pump the bottle up and it goes to it. They actually have a little dish underneath them, and when you first light them, you let the gas flow into the dish,
Or
and then
liquid.
as liquid. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. The liquid flow into the dish and fill the dish up a little bit, and then you turn them off, and then you light the liquid fuel,
Alright.
and it burns up through the cooker, and once it's warm then you turn it back on, and then it starts to come out as a gas.
So a lot of the camping that I've done has been usually at campsites, be they associated with a scout group or...
If you're camping
or-
next to the car, get a big cooker, like a
Well,
2-burner off an LPG
Well,
bottle,
that's
you
what
know,
I was
like...
about to say, is all the camping that I've done, obviously it's not practical to go, hey, we're going to go for a hike, cool, what are you carrying? I'm carrying the LPG cylinder and the ring burner. No, it's not quite so practical, but I can definitely see how these are better as far as size is concerned, and this one in particular, environmentally friendly. Whereas these ones here, like if you're out camping, what do you do when they get empty?
You have to carry them out. But,
So
once they're empty, they're a lot lighter.
Understandably.
And there's some people doing some recycling with them.
Oh, that's good to hear.
It's not refilling them, but you can actually buy a tool that will crush them, and then you can send them off to get recycled.
Well, that's good to know, because I was just thinking it's almost we live in a throwaway society, but
so there's a bit of throwaway with it. But you can do it. I haven't done it, and I probably should get into it. But I know you can jetboil do a tool that'll crush a can.
Oh,
I think it just pushes the valve out of it, and then once the pressure's gone, it's actually quite easy to crush them down. I'm not sure. We'll have to get into that.
That sounds like
figure
fun.
that one out. I've seen, back to the safety side of it, and every time I've nearly seen people burn huts down with liquid fuel cookers, and they've always borrowed them from a friend. So you need to service them too, don't you, George?
Yes.
So they have seals.
Seals and row rings and
So when those sorts of things fail, you need to service them.
I
know MSR is they call it their once a year kit, and they say once a year. They probably don't need to do it once a year, but they sell a once a year kit, which is like an O-ring and seal kit that you go through and replace.
Yep. You get the same for these cookers. They don't actually make these cookers anymore.
No.
No, they only come with. Coleman only make one sort of them now, and but you can still get the kits for them.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because I love that cooker.
It's pretty groovy. I do like it.
As you can see, it's been a bit beaten, if you can say it. I've had the pliers on it a few times to put it back into shape after I've strapped something heavy on my pack.
So I've just upgraded to one of these.
Yeah.
And I went for its first trip in the weekend, and it's good at one thing, and that is boiling water. And it is really good at it. And you can get some fittings that'll attach to here, that'll mimic this sort of shape, so you can put other pots on it, or you can get, say, like a frying pan that clips in.
You can get one to like that, that is like frying pans or...
Yeah, but they have this fitting on the bottom.
Yeah.
Now, I'd actually consider getting the frying pan, because what I found, especially cooking my porridge in the morning in this, is that the heat disperses across the bottom really well, so there's no hot spot in the middle, which with this, I burnt porridge every time I tried that one.
This one's got slightly bigger ring on it, so...
Yeah, and it has that helps a lot. The liquid fuels tend to simmer better. I found even with this one and all other gas can ones, is when the canister's getting low, it's very hard to get a simmer. When the canister's full and there's a lot of pressure, you can shut that valve right down. But when there's not enough pressure, you need to have that valve open for the gas to get through enough. But then, of course, too much gas gets through and it's running too hot for you.
So again, the manual pump yourself job is definitely going to have an advantage over something like this, where
definitely.
Sort of halfway through you start burning your porridge.
Yeah.
Which is not a nice thing. Burnt porridge is not particularly friendly.
No.
Whereas if you've got that, you can sort of give it a couple more pumps, turn it down. So
These are
bit of control. I like.
The thing with these is they are a lot cheaper and more convenient.
And if you're going short trips, they are lighter.
Yes, you're right.
You hold that one, then you hold that. That one's off.
Oh yeah. I mean, this one definitely is lighter.
But I this one's getting quite old now. But I think I paid $25 for it.
Yeah. Whereas something like that was going to. How much did that set you back?
That's sent me back $200.
Right. So
This set me back nearly $200.
Yeah.
I really liked that though. I bloody set fire to the lid though, with a candle. The candle fell over and this was on the table and it caught fire to the lid. So if anyone from Jetboil actually watches our podcast, I'd really love a new lid.
If anyone actually watches our podcast, no. I would think that would be an area that you could definitely look at. Definitely producing something for a new lid, something not plastic.
Oh,
Because
no, there's, apart from me being an idiot and a candle falling on it, there's no way that you will melt that lid with the cooker.
I don't know.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Because, and they say this in the instructions, and if you buy a Jetboil, you need to know this. is you cannot run them when they don't have water in them. I mean,
That
there's a
does make
neoprene
sense.
wrap around it, and like a cloth handle. You know, they are designed to not get over 100 degrees
Because
Celsius.
that's a sipper cup, isn't it?
Oh, it's more of a pouring lid and then a straining lid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you
No,
can
that's a
use it.
sipper. That's a sipper lid. That's a sipper.
Well, it's a
lid.
pour as well. Yeah,
You can pour it.
it pours really well.
So if you're like, you can make this up, sit it down,
Oh, I see. Straining
produce
lid.
your.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like your peas in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
or like
cool.
noodles, or
Yeah.
you want to drain something. So the lid's really, really good, and because you can't cook anything in this that isn't boiling water. So I cook rice in it, porridge, which is pretty much just boiling water with a solid in it, isn't it? I made some pasta meals in it. Yeah, it's if it's a boiling water based thing, you can cook in it, but you got to remember not to get it over 100 degrees. You know, so I heard some stuff from one of the reps, and they got one sent back ruined because someone tried to pop popcorn in it. Of course, it's not a water-based thing, so it obviously overheated, melted the neoprene in the lid, and all
that
this
was a bit
stuff.
messy.
Yeah, so it's the water in it that keeps it all together. But I like, one of the facts I like about it is I can pick this up and grab it. It's just boiled and grab it, and it's fine. Like,
I'm just thinking as well, one of the advantages would be that because it's got the neoprene, and it does look like you can just drink from it. It looks like a
yeah,
one of
you
those
can,
homemade
you
things.
can, and I
So
have.
you can make it up once the base is cooled off a little bit,
But
pick
it's,
everything up,
it's
and then
also,
go for a walk.
it's also a metal
Carry your
cup.
drink with you.
It's also a metal cup though, and I'm quite against drinking tea out of metal. I always take porcelain because if you're gonna go to the effort, like, do it properly.
I don't
Tea doesn't taste that good out of metal.
No, definitely
No,
not.
but the pouring function is actually really, really good. It's a fantastically designed bit of kit. One of the things, I haven't got the piezo, so piezo ignition is the auto igniting ones.
Oh yeah.
So I can get the piezo ignition, and one thing I'd quite like to be able to do is light it with the
Top on.
top on.
Long matches.
Yeah, but I mean, you should design things to be lit with a bit lighter, you know. So maybe some sort of I don't know how.
Maybe
to
you
do
should have paid for the piece.
it. No, because it's a bigger unit.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted the smaller unit. Because I found it.
Oh, you could go up and through that.
Nah, I never managed it. But of course this is plastic, so you try not to melt that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, that's, can I have a look?
it's not
It's
If you tried to get it up through this, to this sort of hexagon hole, but that's a lot of...
yeah,
It's
quite
quite
but-
finicky.
And the other thing was, I found it. It's quite difficult to get the cup off when it's hot. Just the different rates of expansion and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not a big issue because once you've turned it off, literally like, we're probably saying 25, 30 seconds, and then it comes off easier. But
probably worth waiting that time as well, considering it's probably
Yeah.
scalding hot towards the bottom.
yeah, but I just found it ended up pouring it with the gas can on. Like, it's not
So we should
overly.
actually make sure you turn the gas can off first.
Yeah, because
Yes.
as soon as
Because
you
as
tip
soon
it,
as
Otherwise
you
you will
tip
be
it,
getting your fireball.
they get fireballs. Yeah, turn the gas can on. Yeah, so I'm impressed by it. It's for what it's designed to do. It does it well. It's not as versatile as just plain cookers, but if you
I mean,
you take your food around the fact that you can only do water. You know, you're not going to go like, I took bacon, what am I going to do? You know, like, if you're going to take a jetboil, you're not going to be frying bacon. It's just, unless you have the frying pan attachment. But, and this size is definitely a solo thing. Me and Nikki, my girlfriend, could probably get away with sharing it. But then, you know, we share body fluids, we can eat out of the same thing, like, that sort of stuff. Like, you'd have to be pretty darn good friends to share that, you know?
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And my recommendation for someone that's, like, just getting into these things is these.
Well, it's cheap. $25.
It's cheap. Gas cans are pretty prevalent. And so I've coupled it with this billy that's the same diameter as a gas can. So the gas can, the cooker fit in this. And this is one of the reasons why I got a new one, is the lid fell off, or the handle fell off. But I mean, this is
Let's get it roll.
it's coming up to 10 years, nearly.
Yeah.
maybe probably 8 years old.
You could probably actually just install a new knob on that one. It's
Oh,
a
I probably
standard.
could.
It's a standard fitting.
Probably could, but I have an excuse to buy a new cooker. and it's been falling apart for years, but I just keep putting it back together because they're a real simple thing. And this is the knob keeps coming off, but
The simplicity is
the key, and they're cheap. And so if you're just getting into this, this is definitely the way to go. And these are more complicated, but they have advantages. If you are going to get a liquid fuel cooker though, I'd seriously recommend
Practice
practice outside at home and get to know it, eh?
Yeah.
Before you use it, because they can be dangerous.
Yes.
Sounds like they fun, dangerous.
Dangerous.
How are we doing for time?
We're about out of time.
Oh wow, fantastic. So that comes to the end of this podcast, and yet again we haven't made it to the next topic, but that's okay. Maybe we have to do one topic a day.
Maybe,
because we seem to talk it out quite well.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's everything from myself and from George and from Nathan. Thank you for watching. There'll be all of the necessary stuff, which Nathan forgot to do last week. So we still need to set up the social media stuff, but once it is set up, it will be at the bottom in the description where you can find all of the access to our social media stuff.
And please get involved. We're waiting for the day for someone to actually give us some feedback.
We had 6 people view it. Hopefully those 6 people view the next one.
Yeah,
and
actually surprised.
Comment as well.
Comment, yeah.
Please,
I'm happy with
if you're watching this, just say, hey, if you're feeling timid, it's okay. We promise we'll just like it passively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, I'm hungry. Let's go.
Alright, I'll see you later.
See you guys later.